You're listening to Game On with Jackson Stuart.
Life is good, but you, player, deserve something great. Follow Game On with Jackson Stuart on social media and get the latest advice, tips, and life hacks. Follow at Game On with Jack on YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram. Lastly, hook yourself up with news you can use, interviews, posts, articles, and more on men's lifestyle, health, and success. See you at www.gameonwithjack.blog. Life's a game. Time to play. Time to win.
It's not that I don't care. Need to shut down to keep you out of my mind. It's strange to be here alone. Yeah, a place that we used to go all the time. I need to do this alone.
Welcome back, good people, sexy people, to another episode of Game On with Jackson Stuart, where we help you upgrade your life and win the game. I'm your host, and tonight we're diving into a topic that's crucial for anyone looking to stand out and take on leadership roles in their career. We're discussing the secrets behind productivity with Do It Better, productivity tips from high achievers. So these are, these are recommendations from those at the top of their game, top performers in various industries and businesses. And this episode is packed with actionable tips on time management, effective communication, and strategies for showcasing your value to your organization. Last week, we talked about navigating network politics in the workplace. And if you have not heard last week, please go back and listen to it, because I sound like I'm drunk off my ass. I'm not. I'm just dead tired. And I repeatedly am unable to say the word politics. Politics. And I get stuck. And I don't want to listen to it because I sound like I'm probably crazy. But good stuff in that episode if you can get past my tongue-tied nature during the entire podcast. But I wanted to stay on that vein of and that, you guys hear that? Now that's a drink. I want to stay on the vein of talking about the game in the workplace, because it's easy to talk about, relationships or fitness, but the game is in multiple aspects of your day-to-day life, and work is probably one of them. Whether you be an entrepreneur, whether you be on a team, whether you work for, a boss, or you are the boss, you still have to do the dance, and productivity tips can help everybody. All right. So that's tonight's topic. Do it better. Productivity tips from high achievers. And, let's jump into it. Let's get started. So let's talk time management techniques. All right. So one of the key factors that set top performers apart is their impeccable time management skills. They don't just work harder, they work smarter, right? And that's something that, we hear it. Some people have adopted it. Some people swear by it, live by it. But every so often we slip, right? And we go into, well, I got to work harder. I got to bust my ass more. I got to rack up more hours to work better. And that's not the case. You don't have to put in, 60 hours a week to show that you've done a good job. It's like the shotgun approach versus the sniper approach, right? One sniper, one target, one shot, boom, effective. Shotgun, you're spreading your efforts out so far and wide in the aspect or in the idea of hoping that you got lucky. All right. So let's talk about being smarter, not working harder and killing ourselves in the process. So let's break down some time management techniques used by the best in the business. Number one, prioritize with the Eisenhower matrix. All right. So top performers often use what's called the Eisenhower matrix to prioritize their tasks. And this matrix divides tasks into 4 categories. Number 1, urgent and important. 2, important but not urgent. 3, urgent but not important. And 4, neither urgent nor important. So by focusing on tasks that are important but not urgent, you can reduce stress and increase productivity. So it's almost like a 4-level reincarnation or re-envisioning of triage, medical triage, the people you can't save, the people you can save but can wait, and the people who absolutely have to be looked at right now. So once again, Eisenhower matrix: urgent and important, important but not urgent, urgent but not important, and neither urgent nor important. And I guarantee you, if you look at your workplace, whether it be a workplace of 1 or a workplace of 1,001, you get people who get stuck doing that 4th level of the matrix: neither urgent nor important, or urgent but not important, and they fixate on that, and they're like an upside down duck underwater, but their feet are paddling like crazy up top. They just look busy. But being busy is not always being progressive. Being busy does not mean you're always producing quality work. Being busy is like sitting in a rocking chair going fast. You're moving, but you ain't going nowhere. So just keep that in mind. Time blocking is another great technique. It involves scheduling specific blocks of time for different tasks or activities. This technique is great for, and I'm saying this not as an expert in why can't I talk? In personality disorders or mental health behaviors, but people who suffer from anxiety, people who have ADHD, people, and these are from real world experiences of people I know, time blocking is key to them. All right. So it helps them stay focused. It helps anybody stay focused on one task at a time. It reduces the temptation to multitask. Multitask is the enemy. And trust me, nobody struggles with multitasking more than me. I love to multitask. I think a lot of us have been raised with the aspect that multitasking is good. That multitasking is something that we need to do, and that's not the case. Multitasking is really the enemy. All right, multitasking makes you feel like you're getting a lot done, but you're not getting a lot done. You are all over the place. You are scattered. It just looks like it's productive because you are appearing to be, you are busy, but let's not mistake busy for effective. All right, so top performers allocate time for deep work, for meetings, for breaks, and even personal activities so that they can ensure a balanced and productive day. During the pandemic, a lot of people who had to suddenly start working from home and take care of kids and, go get vaccination shots and go shopping or receive deliveries, whatever it was, they broke all this stuff down into blocks of time, into scheduling. And it was successful for a large number of people. So they would log into work and they'd work for 40 minutes, 45 minutes. Then they take a 10-minute break. Then they had 30 minutes for helping their kid out with school. And then they do another 45 minutes of work. Then they take 30 minutes for lunch. So it allows you to focus and not bop all over the place. Like, oh, well, I'll do 5 minutes with this email and then reach over here and do this. No, in those 45 minutes, nothing else exists but the task at hand. And then so on and so forth. So that is super effective for time management and for productivity. Number 3, the Pomodoro technique. I always have to slow down when I say that one. The Pomodoro technique is a time management method that involves working in short, focused intervals. Think of like productivity sprints, usually about 25 minutes, followed by a short break. Then after 4 intervals, you take a longer break. So the Pomodoro technique, it helps maintain high levels of focus and prevents burnout. So once again, it is sprinting. You want to do a marathon of just laser focus for 8 hours, 10 hours, 12 hours. Your brain is not going to work like that for long. You know, there's a great debate about the length of classes, especially in college. A lot of classes go an hour and a half, maybe 2 or 3 hours. The human brain can only focus for 45 minutes before it starts to wander, before it gets tired and it needs a break. And anything past 45 minutes, you get diminishing returns on your efforts. So the P technique, Pomodoro, allows you to chunk your time, take a break, and then wash, rinse, and repeat. Very similar to time blocking, but, you know, it just has a more locked in, 25, 25, 25, 25 longer break. All right. So those are key aspects of time management. Time management is instrumental towards being productive. Next up, use of technology and apps. A lot of high achievers use tech to produce quality and quantity, but not at the cost of themselves. So there's numerous apps and tools that top performers use to manage their time effectively. Tools like Trello, Asana, Todoist help in organizing tasks and projects, while apps like Rescue Time track how you spend your time on digital devices, providing insights in the areas for improvement. Now, those apps are not the end all be all. Hell, I live by Google Docs, Google Calendar. Sometimes I jump over to use Calendarly. So it all depends on what works for you and what you can integrate into your routine. The worst thing you can do is try and master or try and use every app that you hear about, that falls in your lap, that you see on the news or read about in some online article. You got to use what works for you. You want to stay current because sometimes apps fall out of development and all of a sudden, you know, this app you've been living and dying by is no longer available. But you don't want to be in such a habit of jumping at every new piece of tech that pops out that you're not effective, right? So stay current, but find what works for you and use it. If you work on a team, see if that app or if that tech has maybe an enterprise level license, or if everybody can download it, jump on some cloud-based or network aspect of it and use it together effectively as a unit. Whatever you do, and even if some of your tech is old school, like pen and paper, like a paper calendar, like a flip pad, whatever it is, make sure that it works, that it meets your needs as effectively as possible. Sure, putting everything in a notebook is great, but is it as fast as possible and as effective as possible versus using a digital calendaring system or digital note-taking? So keep that in mind, right? And staying current is key. So effective communication skills fall right next to time management. Communication skills are critical in influencing others and showcasing your value, and also relaying information, right? So let's explore some key strategies. Number one, active listening. All right, hearing is the biological function of taking in energy waves in the form of sound. But listening, now that's the art. So top performers are excellent listeners. Active listening involves fully concentrating, understanding, responding, and then remembering what is being said. You're not just looking at the person, staring at them, waiting for your chance to talk. You are engaged. You are active in this conversation. It's not just about hearing words, but understanding the complete message being communicated. Don't be afraid to ask, okay, here's what I got out of this conversation. Let me know if I'm wrong. Let me repeat this back. You can say it in such a way that it doesn't sound like you're insulting somebody, but you want to make sure that you guys are both coming from the same set of agreed facts and understanding. Next point, you need to have clear and concise communication to do better. As a productivity tip from high achievers, being able to communicate your thoughts clearly and concisely is a hallmark of top performers. Avoid jargon, especially if you're in a tech industry, or if your field, government or budget has a lot of acronyms. Avoid that. Don't fall back on this to look smart or look esoteric. Skip unnecessary details. Nobody needs, in today's age where we have so much tech, we have so little time now, it seems. We don't have time to spend listening to you walk us through an entire day to get to the problem when you could have done it in a fraction of the time. Get to the point quickly and ensure that your message is understood. Ask people, okay, just so that we're all clear, can you guys repeat back to me where you think we are? Or can you guys give me your take on the problem? Once again, say it in a certain way that you don't sound insulting or belittling, but that everybody's moving from the same point. Also, under effective communication skills, nonverbal communication. Nonverbal communication is key. Researchers say that a ton of communication is nonverbal. The way you stand, your eye contact, body language, facial expressions. All of these play a significant role in communication. Top performers are aware of their nonverbal signals and use them to reinforce their message. If you're listening to someone and you fold your arms, subconsciously, it can give that person a sense that you are guarding yourself. If you lean a certain way, it can look like you're bored out of your mind. Eye contact, important. Sitting up straight, important. Standing up straight, important. Power stances. Hands on your hips, hands, nice and tight behind your back and in a kind of a at attention or at ease kind of stance. All these ways show that you are engaged, you are solid, and you're in the moment. Also, don't interrupt people when they talk. I know a lot of people, they're so anxious to hurry the conversation up. They're so anxious to prove that they are comprehending what's being said that they jump and fill in the other person's sentence. And that is so fucking annoying. Don't do that. It looks impatient. It looks arrogant. Next up, empathy and emotional intelligence, key aspects that top performers use for productivity, for communication. Understanding and managing your own emotions, as well as recognizing and influencing the emotions of others, is crucial. Empathy allows top performers, they're almost like psychic, and they build strong relationships, they foster collaboration, and they resolve conflicts effectively and quickly. I know people who you would swear they could read your mind. They're empaths. They have a high functioning level of empathy. Some people say they can read energy. Some people say they can read micro expressions and micro levels of body language. Some people say it's a spiritual gift of discernment from the good Lord himself. Whatever it is, they are outstanding at empathy and emotional intelligence. Cultivate it. I think some people are naturally more empathic than others, but I think everybody can hone up the skill. Cultivate that, and you will be able to do better and be more productive. You will be able to create a team that will walk through fire for you. A team that will know what you want before you have to say it. Like, they'll just be that tight. Next aspect is you want to showcase your value to the organization. All right. So in showcasing your value, you are going to make sure that your contributions are visible and recognized. Not to say, oh, wow, I'm so great. Not to say I'm kissing up to the company, but shit, they pay you. And you want to make sure that they feel that they're getting their money's worth. Better yet, you want to make sure that maybe they feel that they're not paying you enough, and they want to make sure that they compensate you so you don't wander off somewhere. So how do you showcase your value? 1, document your achievements. Keep a record of your accomplishments and the impact they've had on the organization. In the document, no glittering words or adverbs or adjectives, point blank data. I developed this software. The software was implemented 6 months ago. Since the implementation of this software, productivity for the assembly line is up 150%. Boom. You didn't say you're amazing. You didn't say you talk to the machines at night. You didn't say, where would you guys be without me? You laid it all out. Boom. Data, facts, numbers. Can't be argued with, can't be disputed. This level of documentation can be invaluable during performance reviews or when seeking promotions, because your supervisor, when they're doing your performance review, wants something that's as easy as possible. They don't have to sit there and go over all your emails on your projects in the last year or quarter or whatever. But if you can say, hey, here's my documentation of things I've done. If you want to double check it, you can go through emails from the company, but you've made the job easier for them. You've made the reviewing process easier for them. On the flip side, if you're going for a promotion, you can say, hey, in the last 3 years, I've ran and overseen these projects. They've been highly successful. I want to bring this to you as I am seeking a promotion. No emotion. No, you guys better do this. You all better do that. You're taking advantage of me. Nope. Facts. Boom. Beautiful. Second aspect of showcasing your value to the organization. Maybe it's the you. I don't know. Maybe it's the you words. Maybe I'm tired again. Take the initiative. Top performers don't wait to be told what to do. They anticipate needs and they take initiative. They get at it. And this could involve identifying and solving problems before they escalate, or proposing new projects that align with organizational goals. This shows that you can find a problem. You can analyze a problem before it's maybe even really a problem. Maybe it's just a hiccup, a hindrance. Maybe it's in that, that standard deviation of plus and minus error, room for error or margin for error. And you figure out it's only going to get worse and here's a solution for it. That initiative shows the company that you're somebody that they need to cultivate, that they need to give resources to, because you are productive. Next up, you want to make sure that you are networking and building relationships. Building a strong professional network within and outside your organization can open up so many new opportunities. Attend industry events, participate in relevant groups, connect with colleagues and leaders of the company to expand your influence. And we talked last week, if you missed that episode, go back and listen to it, about how to seek out mentors and advisors in your company in such a way that you're not manipulating people, you're not using people or abusing their relationship, but that they have an opportunity to work with you and to guide you and to help you build your own network and your own relationships. So definitely you want to do that. You don't just want to clock in, do your work and disappear. Nobody knows who you are. And this goes back to, taking an initiative, communicating, listening, etc. You want people to know who you are in the company. Lastly, make sure that you are seeking feedback and act on it regularly. Seek feedback from peers. I almost missed that word, regularly. Ask people how things went. Hey, that project's done. How do you guys think, after action report, what'd you like? What did you not like? Check with your peers, your supervisors, the people on your team that report to you. Use this feedback to improve and demonstrate your commitment to personal and professional growth. If people said we had too many meetings, next project, say, hey, last project we had 10 meetings, we're cutting it down to 7. We're cutting it down to 5. Somebody says they didn't like the damn donuts. Hey, somebody complained about the donuts. All right. I asked for feedback. I acted on it. Boom, we got French crawlers this time. We got long johns this time. Like, show people that they're not just screaming into a cave when they give you feedback, but that you are listening to it and acting on it. Now, some feedback isn't worth acting on, or it's wrong, or you can't do anything about it. But let people know, I want your feedback. Some of it I can do something about. Some of it I cannot. Some of it I shouldn't do anything about, but I got to hear from you guys so I know where we're at. All right. People in an organization love to know that they are being seen and heard. If you're the person seeing them and hearing them, whether you report to them or they report to you, you will be important to the company. All right. You will be somebody that the company goes, hey, that person is, a person to keep our eye on. And, they'll be happy to see you walk in the door every day. They want to know how things are going. And you'd be surprised that the more you show up, the more they know who you are and where you are, the more resources will just drop into your lap, and the more that your productivity will be recognized. So some takeaways, guys, as we wrap up this episode. Prioritize tasks using the Eisenhower matrix. Focus on what really matters. Adopt time blocking and the Pomodoro technique to enhance your focus and your efficiency. Remember, busy doesn't necessarily mean better. Leverage productivity apps and tools to stay organized and track your progress. Practice active listening and clear communication to ensure your messages are understood and valued. Develop your nonverbal communication skills to reinforce your verbal messages. Hell, every company has people who are very good at empathy and nonverbal communication. Ask them to give you some pointers. Goes to the next point. Show empathy and emotional intelligence to build stronger relationships and foster collaboration. Document your achievements. Take that initiative and proactively address problems. Demonstrate leadership. Build a strong professional network to enhance your influence and open up new opportunities. And lastly, seek and act on feedback. Guys, you want to ask people how things went so you can continuously improve and show your commitment to growth. You incorporate these strategies into your daily routine, and the game of productivity is yours. That's everything I've got for the show tonight. Once again, guys, I always appreciate you checking us out. Catch me on YouTube. Catch me on Instagram. I got to grow the gram up some more. Twitter, all at Game On With Jack. Swing by GameOnWithJack.shop and take advantage of the free Alpha Male class. It's out there. It's free. Check it out. And I will catch you guys next week. Go out there and slay the game no matter where the game finds you. And as always, keep it sexy and game on.